Hey guys, it is Nick here with another Nick's Topics Dragon Ball What If topic video for today. And today we are getting into another Dragon Ball What If topic video on the channel today, which is part 18 of What If Hercule became a Z Fighter. Now, we are approaching the end of the series with this, so to speak, character of the Dragon Ball world in general. I say character because in the original, his character doesn't amount to much besides helping against Boo. Now, this story has proved him very valuable to the Dragon Team. And last time, we had just ended the Universe 6 tournament with Hercule being the one to deliver a delayed reaction Megaton Punch successfully against Hit. And the meeting with Zeno and everything goes down per the same way that it does originally, with a few minor altercations, well, some major. The Copy Vegeta arc doesn't happen because there's no Monaka. And since there's no future timeline because future Trunks or nobody else came back in time, that means the Zamasu has less incentive to go and steal Goku's body and kill all mortals. He still saw Goku's fight, but he's not as motivated. So there's no Goku Black and Zamasu arc either. Which means that there is going to be a much bigger time skip so that the heroes can train. So, during this big time skip, Hercule and Videl get more accustomed to the uses of Ultra Instinct Omen, and almost are completely mastered over the form in its entirety, or the technique rather. Form of Ultra Instinct. Or rather, Goku, having used Mystic and Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken effectively, it's kind of weird saying all this together, now wants to try on the path of Ultra Instinct himself, a little earlier, well, a lot earlier, than originally. So he's going to have Omen before the tournament, but it's not mastered like Hercule and Videl. Hercule also gets a golden cape to basically show his stature of being trained by the gods themselves, like the destroyer and angel of the universe. This is a big deal, and Hercule feels immense pride with this. He originally wanted to be the world martial arts champion. Now he has a gold cape to show that he was trained by gods. What will the Earthlings think when they see him in that? Anyway, since Pan was born, like, in the cusps of the Boo saga, I believe that I said it was, that means that around this time that the Tournament of Power would be taking place, she would be the same age as Dragon Ball GT Pan. Now, she does not have Super Saiyan, but people are trying to get her to learn it, like Goku, Gohan, and them, so she's almost there, just not yet. And even though we get a bigger time skip with a few arcs not happening, which is kind of a theme for this whole What If in its entirety, but back to the point, since there is a bigger time skip with 2 arcs not happening, that means that Zeno's going to get bored a lot sooner. With no future Zeno, no exhibition match, he's going to get bored a lot sooner. So, the Tournament of Power is going to be set in stone an arc earlier than the tournament was originally planned. So, everything for the tournament is set in stone pretty much how it was in the original story, and Goku is obviously going to participate because, obviously, Hercule is going to participate, and he looks forward to being in another tournament. This time, part of him isn't really that excited because if they lose, their universe is going to be erased, but still exciting. Videl is obviously going to be the 3rd member, with Gohan following suit. And for all the other members, it's a pretty easy grab. Vegeta is obviously going to be one of the other members, and unlike the previous Tournament of Power in the original story, Goten and Trunks being the adult and Goten being a teen, are actually going to participate. And as for King Piccolo, him and Kami, I feel, around this time, knowing that desperate times call for desperate measures, and seeing how much King Piccolo has grown and that he's really not a bad guy anymore, I think that they would finally get to understand each other, and Kami relinquishing his duties as guardian of the Earth, and Piccolo fusing with Kami, except this time it's King Piccolo and not Piccolo Jr. So we get the nameless Namekian like the original, except it's King Piccolo and not Piccolo Jr., as I said before. And it happens way later in the series than it did originally. And don't worry, the Dragon Balls are still going to be relevant just after the tournament. That whole Namek thing, I'll explain more in the next episode, because I'm not going to be able to cover it this episode. Pan is obviously going to be in here, and you might be asking why. Isn't she too young? Well, youngness was never a problem for any of the other contestants that we saw in other universes. And plus, Gohan and Videl and Hercule and Goku, they want her to enter. Tien is going to be the last fighter because he's pretty much the next one in line for potential-wise. I mean, we got Krillin and Roshi and stuff like that, but Tien's the next one in line. They don't want to have to go to bigger lengths than they already have. Before the Tournament of Power actually happens, the whole thing with Goku hiring Hit to kill him and get a fight out of him, that still goes down per normal. We get no Universe 9 assassins or any of that biz because there's no bringing anybody back from the dead. So, everybody is ready for the Tournament of Power ahead of time. A bit ahead of time. And they all enter the world of Void. And as the tournament begins, Goku goes straight after Hit. Because remember, since there is no Zeno exhibition match, he never fought Topo or Bergamo or anyone like that. So, Hit is the main one that Goku's worried about right now. Topo and Jiren and them he'll concern himself with later. He just hasn't noticed them yet. Now Hit, understanding how Goku works by this point and being bested by him pretty much twice, Goku conceded the first time, but he possibly knew he was going to get bested. Now he's trying to be extremely strategic with his time skip, using also his time cage ability, but with Goku's use of the Mystic Form and Mystic Super Saiyan God and Blue, and a halfway decent mastery of Ultra Instinct Omen, even Hit's times cage proves useless, and he's thrown out not even 5 minutes into the tournament. Now, in the original, Basil and Hit together were able to kick Narirama's arms while he was spinning around making Rampage. But since Goku went after Hit before that, Basil is the only one to attack Narirama, and only get one of his arms. And you'll understand what I'm getting at in a minute. Right whenever he's about to go for another attack, Lilabew, like the original, goes in and rushes at him, knocking him back and angering him, because he was about to finish this robot off, because he was all alone. Narirama, getting his composure back, realizes that this butterfly lady just interrupted their fight. He was about to show this wolf boy who's boss for daring to interrupt his attack. And instead, he focuses his spinning attack right on Lilabew. And similarly to what happened in the original Tournament of Power, Lilabew is the first one to be thrown out. Not a relevant change, but it's relevant enough to its own degree. Basil now wants to challenge Narirama one-on-one, but then Napapa, like the original, goes in to attack him. Now Basil, seeing himself outnumbered, retreats, because he's not that stupid. He's not gonna challenge them both like this. Now, Narirama, wanting to at least beat someone, because his prey just left, he goes straight after Napapa. And even though he has good robot moves and his arms and cannon and stuff, Napapa, with his superior wrestling abilities and big muscles and whatever else you want to assume with a sumo wrestler, is able to actually throw Narirama off with his superior strength. Narirama has skills and stuff, but Napapa is way more muscular and stronger. So Narirama's thrown out by Napapa. Now, since Goku had fought against Hit first and not gone after Toppo or Jiren or anything, now he notices them both right after beating Hit and goes for them, or at least one of them, and is interrupted once again by Ganos. And since Goku went after Hit, a bit more time has passed. So Nink goes in and tries to grab Goku like he did originally, but with a twist. Right before he goes to grab him and help Ganos, a dynamite kick goes straight at Nink, and when the dynamite kick explodes, kicks him right out of the ring. It is Hercule who's come in to help Goku, and both of them knock out Ganos with little effort. And afterwards, Vegeta comes in, seeing the two of them knock out people, and with Vegeta's help, they then go on to fight the likes of Universe 9 like they do originally. And except this time with a few changes. Hercule is helping instead of Frieza, and this is the first time that they've known about Lavender's poison. But with Ultra Instinct, with the likes of Hercule and Goku to like a lesser degree than Hercule, but still, it helps in the degree that Universe 9 is still defeated rather easily. And that's where we are going to be leaving things for right now, with Universe 9 being the first erased. Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed this part. The series of What If Hercule Was a Z-Fighter is coming to an end. This series is going to have a total of 20 parts. I know I didn't say that before, but I wanted to see where the series was going before I made an accurate assumption. But, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this part, and I will see you guys in part 19 coming soon.